Okay. No additions. Adoption of previous meeting minutes, council meeting of May 19th. Was that you, Richie, I heard?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Special council meeting of May 26th. Yep. Thanks, Sean. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And the special county council meeting of June 5th.
I can do that one.
Thanks, Robin.
And we should have more of them.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. So we have 3 delegations coming in today. The first one at 9:45. And new business, Hague Service Department. They're ready to roll. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So the Ag Service report is there. Any questions or comments or anything you'd like to add or elaborate on?
To add, something else that we've been working on is also preparing for our Government of Alberta. We have a field visit every 5 years for the ASB. So that'll be on August 10th. So we've been kind of compiling some of that information for them. And with the new website being launched, we've also been kind of working on reorganizing and restructuring our section of the website. That will be kind of part of that new launch. The shelter belt program, that went really well. Everybody picked up their seedlings and paid for them by the deadline. So nothing was left over at the end, which is really great.
Good.
And our gravel pit aerial spray project, that'll probably be over the next couple weeks that we'll see those get treated. So we're looking at 9 of the pits being done. The C-can's been installed over at the rec shop for that project that was approved. And mid-July is when we'll get our new concrete pad over there as well. So lots of the projects are moving. The power's in out at the Clear Lake boat launch as well. And we're just waiting for some other parts to come in. And then that boat cleaning unit will hopefully be online for hoping for the start of July, but if not, kind of within the first week or 2.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of projects on the go. And finally, we'll see some progress with our chemical container site. The land titles issue has been resolved finally, so that might not go ahead until fall with the contractor schedule, but it'll happen this year.
How'd the meeting go with the Alberta Transportation over spraying the highways?
We've just been email corresponding, and then we're hoping to get together sometime this week or next week just to chat and kind of make a bit of a plan. They did have some budget cuts again this year, so it's going to be reactionary treatment on highways as opposed to last year. They were able to do a little bit of blanket spray and yeah, some cuts again. So it'll be kind of as needed basis, I'm thinking.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, someone want to make a motion to accept the report as presented?
I'll do that.
Thanks, Robin.
Perfect.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies. Okay, Public Works. Have they changed the forecast at all, or is it still rain all week?
It's supposed to rain all week.
Saturday and Sunday look very wet.
Wainwright Stampede weekend, every
Mhm.
weekend.
Yeah, they might as well change
Morning, boys.
their name to the Rainmaker.
Yeah.
Good morning.
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 Yeah.
Okay, we got the Director of Public Works report there. Anything you want to add, Preston, or any questions or comments anybody has?
Well, I didn't add into the report that we had some issues with that Fabian Bridge. I think with the weather as of late, it's going to help with that, but we've had some issues with stunting on the bridge. The last set managed to cause a spark, which then did smolder and burn a hole in the bridge. This is actually quite serious, especially if it damages the subdeck. The strip deck is easily replaced where the sub deck is not. Sub deck is costly and it is a big job. So the last time when I talked to you folks, we did have a hole that was burnt through the strip deck into the sub deck a little bit. Did have it checked out by engineer. We did get the direction to proceed with repairs, and we did that. So that was about a 3-day turnaround. So sorry I missed that in the report. So I thought I'd fill you in on that. Otherwise that, yeah, we've been attempting to get going on the cement stabilization program. The weather has been throwing some curveballs at us. Obviously, you can't be trying to finish your cement stabilization in a storm. Doesn't work very well. We are currently at 3/4 of a mile on this last job. So we got 2 days in last week. We got yesterday in. We did cancel for today based on the forecast that was coming yesterday. We do plan to move forward tomorrow based on the forecast, Thursday and Friday tentatively. Just kind of going to watch what's happening with the forecast. That'll put us very close to actually wrapping this job up and then moving on to the next one. So the other thing, I guess, talking about cement stabilization is we can kind of put it in our forefront is we should think about what we want to do with our mixer. Are we planning to replace that going forward? If we're going to replace it, are we going to go with injection system? And how do we want to do that? I would recommend we go injection. I think that's the way to proceed with cement stabilization. But that's something we do need to talk to going forward. I mean, if we're going to purchase a new one, it's like a scraper. You almost got to plan a year out. Otherwise, you're 2 years away.
So with that injection system, would it just strictly be used for cement, or could you do it with calcium as well and get a 3 or 4 inch?
Yeah, that would be a definite advantage. So yeah, you could then figure out your rate for products such as calcium, or better yet, MG30, which has been marketed as a stabilization product. You could also look at other products that are out there, such as EMC squared. I mean, we have tried Gravelock in the past, but all those products would then you would be allowed to inject them as you're milling your product, you're milling your road and putting it into the sub base. So you could go a 6-inch stabilization, 10-inch, 12-inch. Whereas if we're going to do it without injection, we would have to rip the road, windrow it to the side, bring it back in lifts, and basically fold it in if you wanted to try it then. And that's how we did the Gravelock before. Actually, that's not true. We sprayed the Gravelock on top and stabilized the first. I think it was 4 inches. That's as much as we went. So we actually didn't layer that. But I mean, if you were to stabilize with something like MG30, Gravelock, EMC squared, you can even use calcium because it is a stabilizer. The best way to do it is to get it to a depth that will allow for a stabilization. So yes, there is definite advantages to that.
So should we be looking at getting the specs down now and sending something out to see what the price is like?
I think that's something we need to get rolling on before fall starts. Absolutely. I mean, if we want that machine to hit the ground in May. Absolutely, yeah.
So you figure what, about eight months or so?
I would say at least, yeah.
Okay.
So get a motion to move forward with it?
No, I think
No, I'm not looking for a motion. It's just
direction is good.
discussion and direction. Yes.
Yeah, he can bring some pricing back to us, and then we can make the decision at that time.
Cause we're out of warranty on that one now, aren't we? Or soon to be.
We did extend the warranty on this one, $500. So, but this would be your last extension, and our warranty is only extended for powertrain.
Right.
It doesn't cover anything else. So
So the
solely
ground issue
powertrain.
is good now?
So far, yeah.
Excellent.
Was it in the capital budget anywhere?
No, well, we did discuss it last year at planning, and then I believe we put it off for a year.
Yeah.
We
that
wanted
is
to wait and
correct.
see how this one reacted after the repairs, and so far it's been good. But we've had lots of discussion about it, just not.
This would be a capital for 2027 as well.
Yeah.
That's when the purchase would take place.
Any other questions or comments on the report?
Well, I have talked to contractors, crack sealing, fog seal, painting. They're all kind of in the same boat as, well, really our program, watching the weather and trying to figure out their schedules. So I did get a delivery today, so we do have some crack sealing product that we have in storage. So just have to see when those gentlemen show up and start doing some crack sealing for us. But yeah, things are starting slowly, but just have to wait. Yeah, it's still somewhat early.
Be a little hectic coming out once we get some good weather.
Yeah, I think
Everybody's
so.
gonna-
Everybody's gonna hit the ground running and try and battle for the same space.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, any other
Yeah,
questions?
that's about it. So, any questions for me?
Just in regards to the bridge, have they found who was responsible for that at all, or
No,
no? Okay.
no. I mean, ultimately, I actually, if I may, I can expand on this a little bit more too. So I did reach out to some counterparts. I reached out to or the gentleman we use for bridge inspections. I was asking for some information in regards to some deterrents for stunting on wooden bridges. I mean, ultimately, they sit on the bridge and spin their tires in the same spot, creates a lot of friction. You just need the right amber to drop between two boards and, fester, and next thing you know, you have an issue. So not a lot of great feedback on that. I thought maybe there was some anti-stunting slats you could put on the bridge. Not really. The closest thing we had to it is closed circuit television or closed circuit game cams that are run by a cell phone card or something to that effect. So that'd be your only option right now.
There'd be no service down there though.
Yeah, there's well, I have service when I'm standing
Oh,
there.
there?
So yeah. Yeah, I talked to the fire department when they were out there. So yeah, there's service.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? If not, somebody want to make a motion to accept the report as
I
presented?
will do that, Mike.
Thanks, Richard. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And the safety report.
Morning.
Morning.
Nothing to add on the safety portion, just a couple of pointers. Ticks. We're seeing a lot of ticks out there. I went out and bought some more tick removal kits for this field staff. Not too sure why. Got a couple of videos out there, some proactive stuff to think about when dealing with ticks. But other than that, we just keep educating the employees, making sure that they're doing random checks, spot checks throughout the day, and making sure that they're checking on each other at the end of the shift. That's all we can really do out there. Just thought I wanted to bring that up, though we have seen a lot more this year than previous years for sure. For Parks and Rec, we did have our group shelter upgrade completed at the Riverdale campground. We also have our Clear Lake our Clear Lake chain shack and cook shack have been demolished, ready for the new building. So we're getting that scheduled in. And we also had our docks and our aerator for the golf course come in too just last week. So we're pretty excited to have that out at the golf course. The ground crew out there have already put it to use. And then the docks, they're getting assembled today, and we'll probably bring them out within a week or so and start exchanging the ones that are out there. But we will have someone start putting them together and packaging them up today. Those were the only additional points I wanted to add on.
Good. And
Places look good, Riverdale's.
Yeah, we did have a delay there a couple of weeks ago. We had all that rain, so I mean, we utilized that. We got a lot of paint touch-ups done in some enclosures and stuff like that. But the kids are out there. They're busy playing catch up here, so we'll be back on track no time. Yeah.
any other questions on the safety report? If not, somebody want to make a motion to accept it? Thanks, Sean. All's in favor? Opposed? Carried. So with some RFDs coming out of that, a road salt supply.
So yearly we go up for requests for proposal for road salt. Typically, we spec out about 1,000 ton of salt. Includes our mixing plus supplement salt as the season goes on. We received pricing as presented. Council may hire the contractor based on price.
Is that price up or down from last year?
I think it's up a little bit from last year, eh, Tyson? Was it one? Yeah, I can't say how much it was.
Okay.
So,
But it doesn't look like we have many options.
typically we do not.
Okay, somebody want to make a motion? Any other questions and comments on that?
I'll make a motion. We go with option one.
Option one?
The only option.
Yeah. You
Okay,
should have
thanks.
said option two.
Oh, there you go.
Made you look.
Thanks, Robin. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And an RFD for a wheel loader.
So as discussed in capital plan, wheel loader was included. I did request for pricing using the RMA canoe procurement program, received 3 prices. Out of these 3, a couple did not meet full specifications and the delivery times are a little bit longer. So scored appropriately and presented to council as is.
Okay, any questions or comments on that?
Do we want the 3.5 yard? as
Yeah,
opposed to-
that's a definite
Yeah.
bonus, yeah.
And the top one there, the scored the highest, that one's available right
Yeah.
away or?
That one is available this September. The Caterpillar is end of December. The SMS one is end of January.
Oof.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the John Deere has all the specs you're looking for.
Yeah, John Deere has all the specs and the scale we spec'd out on. Whereas the Caterpillar did not spec the scale we spec'd out on. They did there.
I'll make a
or,
motion to do option one for the John Deere.
Okay, thanks, Garnet. Any other questions or comments? Not all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, training budget increase.
Yeah, so in light of some discussions I've had around the table, I'm looking at increasing our training budget for grader operator. There's potentially a really well-known course throughout the municipal communities and counties of a group out of central Alberta that comes and does training on site with operators. I view it as being a beneficial asset to helping our operators with getting around their routes, understanding different ways to blade and working with the types of blades they had, such as carbide or steel blades.
Okay.
And they would basically come out and run the route.
Yeah, so the trainer comes and he spends 5 days, 10 hours a day with the operators.
Okay.
So potentially council could look at moving forward with 1 opportunity or 2 opportunities.
What's your preference with that? Would you like? a
I think
couple
I'd like to try
opportunities?
2 myself, and then we can get that way you're getting a review from 2 different ideologies as opposed to 1.
Yeah.
So then if you're looking at 2 different opinions and then getting the same, or 2 different operators getting the same opinion and the same results, great. So, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? If not, somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to go with option 2.
Option 2. Okay, thanks, Richard. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
And of course, that's also depending on the availability of the trainer.
Yep.
Right. So, which I have been in discussion. I haven't got a full commitment from yet of what he has available, but we have been talking about it.
Okay.
So,
Okay, we have a gravel pit.
so this pit, 10-year contract had a 5-year renegotiation clause. So myself, Deputy Director of Public Works, Division 6 Counselor sat down. We had a fact of the matter conversation in regards to what was going on with this pit, or a little bit of our future plans, and did have a discussion in regards to per ton amount. We did come up with a nominal amount of an increase, which I think is appropriate and fair. Counselor did agree, and we presented it, and the pin owner did agree as well.
Any questions or comments on that?
I make a
Yep.
motion to go with option one.
Thanks, Sean. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, we have a letter from, I believe that's from the landfill. So that's for information. They are interested in a truck that we might have coming available. And we also have Village Crush Cement there for information as well. So I think that's it with you two fellas.
Is there any action on this letter from the Waste Energy, or how's that work going forward, just so I know?
No, I don't think we need any action today. I think we are aware, and when the truck comes available, we have the letter there and we can do it at that point.
Yeah, they're interested in a half ton or 3/4.
Whatever we have come available.
Yeah.
Do we have a truck that's ready to go right now?
Well, the one truck that the counselor's been asking for, I mean, I could shuffle things around and make it available, yeah. That truck would be the one that works out of the public workshop, and that gentleman runs to get parts in and so on and so forth.
Okay.
It's a little bit kind of,
Is there any value associated with that, or is that one where we want to? What do you guys want to do here?
I don't even have a value on that truck, to tell you the
It
truth.
was in the planning meeting with a VIN number for $5,000 to be traded.
Okay,
So that's the one that was in the planning meeting. It's in interesting shape.
Yeah.
yeah, I think I know which truck it is, and
We're still using it though.
Well,
Hello?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
is
you
that a
want it,
half ton
oh,
or? I think
yeah,
that's a
that's
half ton, isn't it?
ton.
But we haven't purchased a replacement for it yet,
No,
so.
but it sounds like these guys need this truck right away.
They'll get by. They'll
Okay.
get by.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do then?
Just leave it until we get it replaced with a new one.
When's the replacement, do you think?
Don't know.
They didn't give you that.
I haven't ordered a truck yet, so I don't have a replacement coming.
I think
But you have something that we can get by with until a new truck comes.
But potentially, if you want, yeah, just have to tell me to do it, and I'll do it.
Okay, no, I think we've got some time on for information, and I don't think we need any motion
Okay.
or action on this right now, so. Till we're a little more prepared.
All
But
right.
you two tell me. Meaning Richard and Robin. Are you guys okay waiting a little
Yes.
bit here?
Yeah, we're okay. I am.
Yep.
They got
Okay.
they got a 1 ton they're using now. It's not ideal, but a little big for running uptown, but
Okay,
Cold mix.
we
So we've had requests for cold mix from 4 different locations now. The Villages and the something society. So where we're at with that is we haven't mixed any cold mix at all yet. We haven't had an opportunity to mix it. The weather has not been conducive to allowing us to do that. Now we're out in the field. So we're trying to figure out that hopefully between this job and going to the next job that we can get into the yard and mix some cold mix. Or if we go to the next job, between that job and we go to the next job and mix some cold mix. So there is a delay on the cold mix going out.
okay,
Unless council wants me to mow back to town and mix it.
no,
I didn't think so. So just for knowledge, it's gonna take some time before it gets out there. I have talked to the Frontier Society. They're not really interested in any cold mix until August anyways, so it doesn't affect them at all. So that'll be fine. But it will affect the villages a little bit because I know they're looking for it, but unfortunately I just don't have it.
Okay.
So
No, that's fine. We're not dropping everything and coming back to mix it when you come through.
How long does it take to mix it up?
oh, it takes about 3-4 hours. Yeah, really start to finish. But I mean, there's a lot of logistics go into it, right? So if you bring your product in from your pit, which is we're looking for a sandier product, so we're bringing it from 3 farthest pits we have. You bring it in, it rains on it. Now you got to try and dry it out. So now you've taken that and added a lot more time to it. So you try and get it in mixed before it gets hit with water. Otherwise, it causes you grief. Plus, you also need a dry surface to mix it on as well. Otherwise, you're just rolling that up into your, yeah. So there's a few things. So just haven't had the window to do it.
It's
So.
good to have the rain, so.
Yeah, it just creates some challenges sometimes.
Unless you're a road builder.
There is the option, we could purchase cold mix from Western Asphalt. Okay,
Okay. Any other question for these guys? No? Okay. Thanks, gentlemen.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, council.
Okay. Oh, I guess we do have some more questions. Just hold on then.
It's northeast of Wainwright, so it's off of let me think here. I think it's Township Road 460 and Range Road 60. No, it's Township Road 454 up to Range Road 460. I believe, yes. Yeah. That's 4. No, they're at they're north of Fabian by Denmax. So we got. Yeah, well, that if that's conducive, we can do that for sure. But if it's, yeah, that's what we'd like to do. It would work out quite well. And then our next opportunity is from that job going south of Wainwright, that we could potentially get into the yard and do the mix there too, right? And then from there, we're going Division 3. And then from there, we go south into Division 2. And then we're done our stabilization on the cementing side of things.
Okay.
So,
We have Village Cement Crush on here, but I have no letter or anything.
okay, so
Go
at
ahead.
planning, I was supposed to bring back pricing for what crushing cement is. So I did look into that. Sorry, I've actually had it in my back pocket for a while. I just keep forgetting to bring it up to you folks. So I did talk to whoever did that job over there next door to the Denwood Motors building, and they crushed that product up there. So I got a range. So depending on how much iron is in the cement product, it ranges from $17 to $23, kind of depending on how much iron's in it. That's what the per ton crush is.
That's with MOB and everything.
That does not include mob. That is the per ton crush. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Thanks, Preston.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Well, no.
Enjoy the enjoy the stampede if you're going.
You as well.
Yeah.
Bring a raincoat by the looks of it. Okay. So finance, accounts are there. Any questions or comments on the accounts?
We don't have brackets around it, so it's good.
Okay, somebody want to make a motion to accept the accounts as presented?
I'll make that motion.
Thanks, Garnet. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And financial statements there as well. Any questions or comments on that? If not, somebody want to make a motion to accept the financial statement?
I'll make a motion.
Thanks, Richard. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Reserves are there for your information, and we have one RFD coming out from our audit. So we have a increase in our audit fee. Any questions or comments on that? If not, somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make that motion, go with option one.
Thanks, Sean. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, administration, we got our monthly status report there. Any questions or comments on that for admin? No, that's just for information. So we have a joint use planning agreement RFD. We've done 2 of these already. And this is for, you want to speak to that?
Yes, we've done 2 already for Buffalo Trails and East Central. So this is for the Francophone School, and it's a very pretty well identical agreement that we have with the other school divisions.
Can I just ask what the purpose is?
Sorry, Sean. This is legislation requires us to have joint use agreements to discuss development issues, to deal with subdivisions and reserve lands with schools.
Okay.
So, yeah, basically, I think it's in the MGA, but we have to have these agreements done by June. I think it's June 15th, middle of June sometimes.
Okay.
So, it's meeting legislation. We do this anyway. We just don't have an agreement.
I see. Okay.
Okay, any other questions or comments on the JUPA? If not, somebody want to make a motion? Thank you, Oscar.
Holy.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, we went through the strap plan one morning. Any questions or comments on the strategic plan? If not, somebody want to make a motion to adopt it?
I'll do that.
Thanks, Robin. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And we have a RFD for FCM Conference 2027.
Oh, did we miss one?
Strap plan workshop.
Oh, workshop dates, sorry, yep, I did miss one. Thank you. So pick out some dates for strategic plan workshops. So we kind of discussed this during strategic plan day about maybe having this tied in with MPC and meeting after, if that would work for everyone.
Yeah.
Does that work for admin?
Yes, it does. Yes.
Okay. Does somebody want to make a motion to do it the same days as MPC? Oscar, you're making that motion? Okay.
Did you want to pick any,
How many-
sorry, Oscar, did you want to pick any particular date to discuss this or just in general?
I think
13th
if
of
we keep it
July.
in general, we can,
Okay.
we could also leave it at, if we have to count, if there's nothing to discuss, we don't have to have the meeting, but, or
Okay.
what direction you
So
want
you're
to go with
generally
that.
just gonna piggyback it off MPC, and if we need to do it, we're gonna do it. If we don't, we don't. That makes the most sense. Yeah.
Does that work for you
Okay,
guys?
that works
Or
for
do you
us.
want set dates?
When's our next MPC? The
13th of
We
July.
had to, didn't we
13th.
switch it to Monday?
July 13th is a
Yeah.
Monday, yeah. So do we need to add something on the end of that then?
This motion will cover it then if this is
Okay.
going to be kind of a standing motion.
Okay,
Okay, any questions or comments on that? If not, Oscar made the motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, now FCM.
Okay.
So we just got back from FCM and we need a motion to go to FCM in June of next year. Any? This year, next year is in Halifax. Yep. Okay, thanks, Oscar. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, we've got our RMA bulletins there.
Lots of.
And we have a bylaw for road closure at 10:30, I believe that's scheduled in.
Oh, we should have.
Do we have anybody here yet? Not yet.
No, it
Okay,
should be.
well,
Got 10 minutes for coffee?
we could do development or we can break for coffee. A quick coffee before our delegation comes.
Nobody?
Sorry, 9:45.
9:45, yeah.
No, says 9:30.
We do.
What do you guys want to do? If you guys want
Do we
to,
want to discuss this vehicle leasing?
they're coming at 11.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, they're coming to put a,
They're doing a delegation.
They've been here before.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think let's just take a 10-minute coffee break until our delegation's here. Because development kind of ties in with the bylaw and the road closure, so we can do all that at once.
Yeah.
Okay. Steven, you ready? Okay, let's call the meeting back to order. Just had a discussion, the truck going to the Wainwright Regional Landfill. Just to make this a little more seamless, can somebody, do you guys wanna, what do you guys wanna do with that? You wanna make a motion now to donate the truck to the landfill, or do you wanna charge them?
I think they will pay for it. Yeah, I think we charge them for it when it's available.
Okay, charge them the value of the truck?
Like
Okay.
the salvage value that Preston determined.
Yeah, there's a couple trucks there, and the value is not a lot. They're pretty well
Yeah.
used trucks, but.
Yeah.
Okay, does somebody want to make a motion to sell the truck to the
I will
landfill
make
at
that
the,
motion.
at the valuation?
I will.
Okay, thanks, Richard. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, let's grab our delegation.
Just talking to them will be all right. You don't have to grab them.
They were, yeah. Morning.
Good morning. So we'll go around and do quick introductions, and we will start with Richard.
Richard Woodall, Division 3 Council.
Garnet Mackay, Division 6.
First Cousins, Division 5.
Mike Goldebor, Division 2.
Kelly Baczynski, Municipal Administrator.
Sean Rue, Division 7.
And Robin Layton, Division 4.
Okay,
I should get used to this by now. I mean, this is now the third time that fourth time actually that I'm one of you. So every time it feels like certainly a boardroom. So I'm Cornelius Niemand, but everybody knows me as Niels. I'm the Chief of Staff at the Viking Medical. Oh, sorry. I'm the Chief of Staff at the Viking Medical Health Center, and also one of the physicians at the Viking Medical Clinic. The reason why I'm coming around, and I'm really going around, and I think this is sort of like the first time ever anyone has ever done something like this, is we are really struggling at this point in time with recruitment of physicians, which I think is well known to everybody. Now, Wainwright is very fortunate that they've got 3 general practitioner anesthesiologists in Wainwright, right? We had 1 general practitioner anesthesiologist, Dr. Potgieter, that has served our community for approximately 23 and a half years. Unfortunately, he had to move down to Lethbridge because all his children is going to university there, and it's just closer to home. But now the big problem is to actually recruit someone new. Now, with regards to that, is the recruitment pool is very, very, very small and limited. To give you guys an idea, last year and the year before, there was 3 and 5 general practitioners in rural communities that actually applied to get into the anesthesia diploma program at the University of Edmonton. And all of them were declined because the people from the city or physicians from the city got in first. So they don't really see the need or that rural actually has above the city. So that's a big problem. So that causes that the pool limits even further. So to look at it, our recruitment pool is basically international medical graduates. So people that come from either Ireland, Australia, South Africa, Africa, Nigeria, wherever, that wants to come into Canada, start working here, that actually already have a anesthesia diploma from their home country. Now, the problem with that is that we need to get them here. They go through their assessment processes of 3 months in a separate town. Then they come to where they would be stationed for 3 months probationary assessments. And then after that, they still have to do a 3 months anesthesia assessment as well. So the process already is 9 months just down the loop as soon as they land here and is eligible through the college. Again, the pool is even very small in that area. There's not a lot of those physicians that come from overseas that have that skill set. The problem is now we need to recruit someone like that. And once you find someone like that, you have to compete against other towns that has the same needs. For instance, and I brought this with Stettler, the town of Stettler. I think you guys might have seen on TV. They had a very successful campaign of recruiting 8 physicians over the last year. The thing is, the way they were able to do that is the money that they put down as a sign-up bonus. So Stettler at this point in time offers for a general physician with no specialty skill sets a $50,000 sign-up bonus. And if you have a special skill set, say for instance surgery or anesthesia, they bump it up to $70,000 upfront sign-up bonus for a return of service contract. And then attached to that, they will have a $100,000 interest-free loan. Now, everybody knows Stettler is about the size of Wainwright. It's a big, much bigger town. The way they did that is they put taxes onto their, like a physician recruitment and retention taxes onto their town, which is now filtered over the next 5 years. Unfortunately, Viking cannot do that. The reason why I came to the county of Wainwright is we actually overlap quite a bit with regards to delivering services to people. For instance, I myself have 1,682 patients yesterday checked. And I can tell you right now that in this building, there's people that is my patients, right? Can't divulge names, but I serve a lot of people in this community that drives from Wainwright to come and see me. If you look at Irma, which falls under your county, I think about 70–80% of those people come to Viking for services. Our big problem is that if we don't have a GP anesthesiologist, we will not be able to do obstetric services anymore, which I think is a very big overlap as well. We have been having great relationships with Wainwright that if they are not able to deliver here, they will refer to us. We'll take care of it on our side and vice versa. At this point in time, that cannot happen because I've got a lack of a GPA. Dr. Ramsaway from Wainwright has been very gracious to sort of like give me a backup, but that's like limping with one knee and the other one is a prosthesis, you know, for emergency C-sections only. But we can't do the epidurals and those kind of services that you really want to give. So we really need to get a GPA recruited. I had one guy on the line, and when I was phoning him in the morning to give him where the Doctors Alberta jobs link is for the application, to give him that information, he said to me, "Sorry, Doc, I just signed with a town in BC, and just hold on to your chairs. The sign-up bonus was $250,000 upfront with a $250,000 on completion of a 5-year contract. That's $500,000.
Oh,
No one can compete with that. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And this is the thing is, when international medical graduates come to Canada, they're not linked to one province only, right? They can go to whichever province. So whichever province can recruit them. New Brunswick. I actually have a friend that was recruited in New Brunswick. I tried to poach him to come here, and he said, no, he's very happy there. So the thing is just, so there's no like a benchmark or a cap or anything like that for these recruitment fees. Now, also what I have to keep in mind is when I want to recruit to Viking, I don't have a Walmart. I don't have a Canadian Tire. I don't have, you know, I've got one AG Foods and I've got 4 gas stations and yeah, the pizza place. So to really attract someone there is where the problem lies to get them there. Once they're there, I mean, we've shown it. Dr. Potgieter stayed there 23 years. Dr. Hagen is there now 19 years. I myself is 6.5 years there going strong. Dr. Overbo is from the community. She's going to stay there for long. So once someone is there, usually they tend to stay long because they're happy in a small community. People take care of each other and they don't mind driving the 40 minutes to Vegreville to get to the Walmart once a week or that type of thing. But I need what I can put down is I need a real good bait on the hook to get the guy to come and settle down there. So to compete with this, and this is what I've been going out around with to speak with everybody, is that we probably need to look at $100,000 sign-up bonus for someone with specialty skills. So I've been going around. I've been to Beaver County. I've been to Minburn County. You guys were my next stop. I've also spoken to the town of Viking Council in town as well. And then my next step will be Flagstaff and Two Hills as well, because our catchment area in Viking is all of those areas, right? I mean, we deliver the babies from all over there. The other problem is if I lose those skills, what people don't know is we actually offer quite a bit of other surgical services at our hospital as well. We've got a gynecologist that comes 2 days a month to do gynecological, like hysterectomies, all those kinds of procedures there. We have a general surgeon that comes and does paniculectomies, cholecystectomies, like take out gallbladders, all of those things once a week, 1 day a week, a month coming there. I've got a maxillofacial surgeon that comes and does oral surgery there 1 day a week or 1 day a month. I've got a foot surgeon that comes there. Plus, I've got a pile of other surgeons from the outside communities that want to use our OR services because they can't get OR services from their sites. And that then will lessen the wait times in general for the population of Alberta. We can start utilizing the small rural hospitals more because there's more OR time available. If we lose all of that though, all of a sudden now the wait times for surgeries gets extended because they don't have more capacity at their specific sites. The other flip side of the coin is if I lose those services, I'm going to start losing nurses that is passionate about delivering babies and doing surgeries and all of those kinds of things. Once we lose those services, they never come back. And that's unfortunately in Alberta, that's the problem is if you lose a service, you cannot get it back. The costs involved to get a service back because of the time lapse to get everybody back on training to maintain or to start up those services is astronomical. And there's not enough staff. If I start losing nurses, I'm going to start losing doctors. We're going to start having ER closures, and then the surrounding ERs are going to get flooded. That is just the flip of the domino that's going to happen. And I'm really trying to prevent this. So I'm going around and asking for each of the counties for what we can say for an initial recruitment fund of $30,000 to start off so I can get a number together. I know everybody can't get it, but that's the number I'm laying out. And then $10,000 for the next 5 years as a recruitment sustainment, because as soon as I have a GPA, I can actually recruit another physician and get them hopefully trained through the process in a 5-year process going ahead forward. And that's where I'm standing at this point in time. I don't have fancy presentations. I shoot from the hip, I speak from the heart, and that's what it is. Any questions?
Do you have anyone committed yet?
I actually have a physician that was in Vermilion that went back to South Africa and is now coming back to Canada because his 2 sons are going to study in the US, but he wants to go to Red Deer. And I've been nagging at him, and he's actually committed to come and do a site visit in the middle of July. So I need an answer pretty soon so I can give him a number and say, this is what we have on the table.
I meant, do you have other municipalities signed up yet? Has anybody
So
committed?
Beaver Hills said that they are very, very strongly thinking about it. They will give me an answer within their next meeting, which I think is in a week's time. And I'm also waiting for Vegreville, or the county of Minburn. Everybody seemed positive, but they said that they had to deliberate and discuss with their next meeting. However, at that time when I spoke with them, I didn't have Dr. Liebenberg sitting, committed. So I was still in limbo. So I'm actually sending out a letter to them today to state that this is where I'm standing, and I probably need an answer pretty soon.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Is there any other questions? So have you been in touch with your MLA in regards to some of the issues that you're facing with recruitment?
Yeah, no, I mean, we've been in contact with the MLA, you know, continuously. The thing is, you know, with regards to that is government doesn't really have a say when it comes to getting someone licensed through the college. The college is absolutely independent. Government has got nothing, which I think is totally wrong. You know, the college follows their process and they are the first and final sayer that happens there, right? The big thing is also with regards to financial input from government is that they sort of like the answer coming back to us is that that's community based, right? They have budgets which Alberta Health Services gives out to their communities according to the services rendered, but that doesn't recruit to recruitment. There was supposed to be no recruitment fee whatsoever. That's actually what the norm should be. That's the ethical way of going at it. Unfortunately, that's just not how the game is played. And this is where we are standing. What I can say is, though, I mean, if you really want to also reach up to government, is to state, you know, that they should maybe look at getting a straighter line for people that want to come in from overseas that have special skills to be assessed, because I myself is one of the assessor of international medical graduates, right? I also do student training. 3 students that I had all wanted to do other specialities. Once they went through my program, they all decided they want to do family med, got in, and one of them was very interested in a GPA, and I phoned him up and I said, listen here, how far are you along with your studies? What's happening? Because I've got a position for you as soon as you're done. And he said, sorry, doc, I already signed up somewhere else. And that's the problem. That's where
Yeah.
we're sitting.
Anything else?
Do you feel like we'll get any pushback from our Wainwright facility and supporting them in that? Like, do they have any?
You know, I don't think you would. I mean, I can understand that you also have to look at Wainwright. They might also come and say, you know what, we need some financial support. I completely understand that. And this is what I'm saying, what I said to Beaver Hill as well, because Beaver Hill is sitting with Tofield Hospital and Viking Hospital, right? So if you need to dish out to the one kid, you have to dish out to the other. You can't do that. And that's why I'm saying, you know, I'm giving out the numbers. If that's not able to commit it because you have to split it between 2 facilities, I understand that completely. But I don't think they would give us any pushback, because at the end of the day, if we start having service disruptions on our side, it's flowing over here. That's what's happening at this point in time. Hardesty doesn't have ER services. Killam closes down every second, or, you know, sometimes 2 weekends in a row. That overflow comes straight to us. People don't want to wait in Vegreville too long. They come straight to us. If we now, as that corridor starts closing down or having issues, the next point is Wainwright. And I can tell you that we actually have people from the city driving to us because of 8, 10, 12-hour wait times, right? The next stop, 45 minutes longer drive towards Wainwright, is not a big deal for them, instead of waiting in an ER for 14 hours. So this is really the trickle-down effect. So I'm sure that there will be no blowback or pushback from the community. They might just ask for support for themselves for future recruitment. That I can foresee.
No, and I agree. I think as a region, the more doctors we can have, and especially people that specialize in certain services, the better it is for the region.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I say, you know, the nice thing about small communities is once you, especially if you have people with special skills, like myself, I'm a GP surgeon, right? So I do surgeries as well. If you have that, people get settled. They get to know their OR staff. You know, they don't tend to really move other places because they are settled in what they know. They train their nurses to their hand, that type of thing. So that gives you that little bit of a comfort cushion that, you know, once people settle down, they tend to stay. However, we always have to look at future recruitments. People retire and things like that. But at the end of the day, you know, the more specialized services and skills we can do in future for recruitment, the more OR time we can even give in Wainwright, in Viking. Even if I can open up Vegreville's OR just for general surgeries, we would reduce the wait times for the major surgeries in the cities by astronomical amounts because we can do the nitty gritty stuff just locally.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be great, right? And that would be the way forward. And that again is the thing is allowing physicians that have specialized skills. I can take out an appendix. I can do knee arthroscopies. I'm trained in all of those things. If they allow us the the general practitioners that have those special skills to do those minor surgeries or minor procedures, and also open up OR time for specialists that just want to come and do 7 arthroscopies in Viking in one day. That opens up 7 hip replacements in Camrose, for instance, right? Because he doesn't have to block that time there.
So just going back to your initial ask, how confident are you that, a financial incentive is going to get you that individual that you're requiring?
So, like I say, the big thing is for me to sell the small town of Viking or whatever, there's only one way to do that. I need to get that physician there. And unfortunately, when someone, especially if they come from overseas, that is where they start off. They're packing up their livelihood, their life on that side. They're moving here. They need some financial security, right? The time when they're doing their assessment processes, they get a very, very, very minute, small salary. Like, I mean, it's bits and pieces. So once they can get started, they can actually have a good start so that they can buy a vehicle, get into a house, furnish a house, those kinds of things. That initial startup fee is a big, big thing. And like I say, I do international medical graduate or assessments as well. And I've asked the question, what made you go there? What made you go there? And each one of those people said, the recruitment package, settling me down. I'm able to afford a house for the next year. I'm able to afford a vehicle for the next year without really having to rely on it. We just had a new physician, just a general practitioner, start with us. Because of paperwork, and it happens, human error, his salary lagged 8 weeks, right? After his assessment finished already. He's been working 8 weeks. He hasn't seen 1 cent of that because of administrative error that was happening upstairs. So that kind of thing, and they talk, everybody, they talk. It's just the way it is. People speak to each other, say, well, this is where I'm at. Got friends wanting to come over or people that they know. They ask them, how does it work? How does the system work? And each one of them said that the sign-up bonus, incentive package, startup, write-up package, that's what made me decide to go to this town.
So just to clarify, your ask is for 30,000 upfront and then a commitment of 10,000 for 5 years.
10,000 per year for 5 years, which I think you guys can then budget. I understand the 30,000 right now might be a big ask, but at least for future recruitment and retention, that can be worked into the budget. But that's what I'm asking for you.
Okay. And timelines. So you mentioned you had somebody potentially that could be coming.
So Dr. Liebenberg said to me, I spoke with him over the weekend. I'm actually going to phone him this evening again. He's willing to come and do a site visit to see if it might be a fit for him. Like I said, his heart is actually set in the Red Deer region. But I'm really trying to see if I can get him here, because I know once we got him here in Viking, he'll stay. So, and he's coming mid-July. But at least at that point in time, I need to be able to give him an answer, say, this is the number that I'm standing with at the table right now, commitment from X, Y, Z. This might be pending, not really sure what's pending. But at the end of the day, if I come to someone and I say, I've got a pending from all the counties, that's, how can I put it? That's a smell in the air. It's not something concrete. No one falls for that.
Right. Okay.
All right. And I brought the documentation, just a copy of it from what Stettler offers so that you guys have it on file. I dropped this off at everybody. I mean, that's common knowledge. But yeah, just so that you can see that.
Okay. I'll just open the floor to any other questions before we let you get out of here. Nothing?
Everybody
Okay.
good?
I'm going to give you the standard response. we'll deliberate, we'll talk about it, and we'll get back to you.
I get that 100%. I really want to thank everybody for taking the time to listen to me. It's a very important thing for me. I really want to keep the community going. But thank you very much for taking the time. Much appreciated. And getting me in so quickly to come and discuss this with you. Thank you
No,
very much.
thank you for coming in.
Right.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
What do you want to do?
Well, I can see where it's coming from, because just like with the Health Foundation already, like with Dr. Vetter and that, she's already given us the numbers of the increase that's been here. Just in the week that, a couple weeks since Spotgate just left Viking. So it's already affecting our hospital.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating because you feel like you pay taxes to have AHS look after your health services, and then we still have to go ahead and supplement, try to bring people in.
For recruitment intention is, it's such a competitive environment. It's,
I don't like urban physicians. That if we have to lobby for more of a rural advocacy for physicians, that should be somewhere that money is spent. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me that they wouldn't open up seats on either side.
well, and I would like to, before we commit to anything, talk to our doctor recruitment, and just see where they're at, because those numbers I don't have on the top of my head.
We
and I don't-
already pay them, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know the
Does-
I
numbers.
don't know what the numbers are.
I thought we
Interest-free loan, and yeah, but I'd like to get that information before,
do have a package, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and I would not want to overstep that for sure.
No. But at the same time, a lot of our ratepayers.
Well, I
Irma-
agree.
All of Irma goes there.
Yeah, majority of our
Especially
goes
the
there.
rural ones.
Yeah.
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 That's a problem. We got some that go to Vermilion, we got some that go to Provost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know myself, I'm not prepared to make a decision on this today. I'd like to do some more research on it.
Yeah, that would help.
So it's up to you guys though. Are you comfortable waiting a month? I know he wants to get going, and I respect that and understand that, but in the same respect, I want to do some due diligence and research on it myself. Richard,
You're the boss, big guy.
Robin,
No, I'd like to see them get the 30,000 and do the commitment. I think if we had to do it for Provost and everybody else, we give our villages money to keep going. I don't have an issue with that money at all. Not when we give 27 to Wainwright, then we give 30 to Wainwright and make everybody, and if Provost comes. Until
Okay.
you don't have a doctor. If we have a doctor that if she quits here, we're gonna be in huge trouble. Where's everybody gonna go?
Just so you know, the current amount is 27,000 split between Wainwright, the Health Foundation, the town of Wainwright, the Health Foundation, and the MD of Wainwright. So we don't put up
So
that
it's
whole
10 each. kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That's currently what we're 10,150 is what we contribute, plus the interest portion on the loan.
And is that only when they have an actual candidate to pay it to, or
That's
is it
right.
every year that would pay it?
That's been per candidate that comes here and
Yeah.
signs a contract.
So currently, we're not paying for anybody. It's just sitting there.
Correct. We haven't paid.
So it's kind of an as needed.
Yeah.
Right.
And we haven't gotten anybody. Like, how many have come and looked and not come because of that package?
well, I don't know, that's not,
We haven't paid any this year. We have paid in prior years.
You could ask if it's not.
okay, Sean, what do you want to do?
I think we have till next council meeting really to make a decision, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, like, that's,
But
okay,
it'd be nice to talk to some, maybe have a discussion with Wainwright and, I don't know, Provost or whatever.
Oscar?
Yeah. It's, yeah, that's on the 14th.
I think with the projects that we have coming up, with the hospital, back with the sewer, we're gonna be, and you're tying yourself to a 10-year deal. I don't know if I would do that.
Okay.
I know
A 5-year deal, you mean with Viking?
Garnet?
I don't know, it's tough, that seems to be the way the game's played now. There's no getting around it.
No.
So they want a commitment for $80,000.
Yeah, they want
30
30 right away here,
Yeah.
and then 10,000 commitment for 5 years at 10,000. Yeah.
But we don't even give our own.
No, that's what I want to look into, and then
30,000.
yeah. So I'm comfortable tabling this for a month and then coming back to it, but I know Robin wants to get going right away.
I just think we should ask why we're not getting physicians. Are we on the hunt right now? When they can claim that we
I
have
don't believe so. I
11
don't think we have the clinic space, but again, I'd be misspeaking. I don't want to speak for,
Dr. Vetter
recruitment
said we're
program.
not recruiting right at the moment.
so,
It's just a rolling.
I-
ball, they'll get bigger.
and again, we're making, that's a question for Dr. Vetter.
If
I
we don't
wanna
have,
speak
if we
for it.
don't have room here and we provide, and there is room there, it's just, it
For the region, it's a benefit, right?
absolutely.
And I get it, but I that's just me. I want to do a little bit more research before we make a decision.
You know, one question you could ask, does Viking come to Wainwright,
In what regard?
to the hospital, to the medical facilities? Does anybody come from the Viking area? Close to the east? Does it work both ways?
It does, but
When we had a doctor that used the harmonic scalpel, adults were getting their tonsils out. They were staying in hotels from Fort McMurray. They come from all over because it's a specialist, and that's what he's referring to, is you bring that specialist in, and then the wait times and things are, and once you close a surgical suite, it rarely opens again.
Yeah. The one
okay.
on Wa- the one on
Just
Wainwright's is
just
a
as we're going
storage
around here, I
facility.
can tell there's a lot more discussion that has to happen here. So I think we table this until next month and get some more information, bring it forward, and then we make our decision.
We're also going on that ag tour. We can
Ask other communities, absolutely.
what
Yeah.
they're doing.
Okay, we get to break for coffee again. Somebody want to make a motion to table this till our, sorry, Stephen, yeah. Does somebody want to make a motion to table this to our next council meeting?
I'll make that motion, Mike.
Thanks, Richard. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Gotta go on this one.
Let's go, Mike.
I just checking my. Okay, it's on. Okay, so call the meeting back to order. We need a motion to recess the regular council meeting. Yep. Thanks, Sean. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. So we can bring Dana and Blake in.
I see Blake hoovering out there.
Okay. Okay, so we'll call to order the public hearing. Bylaw number 1732. A bylaw of the municipal district of Wainwright number 61 in the province of Alberta for the purpose of closing public travel and disposing of portions of a public highway in accordance with section 22 of the Municipal Government Act, chapter M26-1, revised statutes of Alberta 2000 as amended. Is there any written submissions?
Yes, there are 3.
3, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Blake.
Thanks, young man.
Okay. Everybody have a chance to look those over? Any oral submissions?
There are none.
None? So just the one objection, is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. And just a partial objection to the lower road closure, not the more northerly.
Okay. Is there any questions or comments on the bylaw? Finish public hearing.
This last page about cameras includes this?
It was included in the submission as background context.
Really has
Nothing to
No
do with
bearing.
the
what
closure.
we're talking about.
So this has,
Not really, no.
No, it was concluded
Okay.
with the submission, but not directly
so we're not
related.
dealing with that. We're just dealing.
It's not an issue. It's just that we're addressing. It's part of the submission, the
Part
written
of it.
submission.
Yeah. Okay,
Coming from who? What's, there's
It's-
no name,
Yeah.
or you can't say it, but what, is it somebody with these other two?
Yeah, so we have 2 sections of Ribstone where we're looking at the road closures.
Yes.
One is in the far south, and the individuals that are impacted by any road closure need to be notified by mail. So they're given a letter that they can respond if they support the road closure, and they can respond if they object. And so the adjacent landholder in the south responded in support of, and then in the north, there's 2 adjacent landholders that responded. One is in support of, the other one objects to just the lower road closure. So it would be First Avenue North, but didn't object to Second Avenue North being closed.
So the number 4 is all one property. On the map here, you've got 4.
So that would be the block.
the
Yeah,
block.
so when that subdivision was created. So if you were looking at the map, the one with the pink coloring, so the adjacent landholder, there is 3 number 4s on that page. If you look at the most southerly number 4, that's where the objection comes from. And that objection is just to First Avenue North being closed.
okay, any other questions on the submissions? No? Somebody want to make a motion to adjourn the public hearing? Yeah. Thanks, Oscar. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, need a motion to resume the regular council meeting.
I'll do that, Mike.
Thanks, Richard. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay. Can we get into our bylaw? Okay, do you guys want me to read the bylaw again? 1732?
Nope.
We're good? Good. Okay, so motion for the first reading. Thanks, Garnet. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, so then this will be going to Alberta Transportation?
That's right. It needs to go to Alberta Transportation and Economic Corridors between the first and the second reading for their consent. It will come back to council for future readings.
Okay, excellent. So moving on to development. Director of Development report is there for you guys. Is there any questions or comments or anything you'd like to add, Dana or Blake?
Yep, we're in the busy season for sure.
Okay. No questions. Will somebody want to make a motion to accept the report as presented?
Oh.
Oh.
No, you're fine.
Who wanted to make the motion? Robin, you're making
Sure.
the motion? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. What's up, bud? No, that's just for your information today, Oscar. That'll be MPC. This one.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that gave that to me.
Thank you.
yesterday, so I yellowed it.
Okay, sounds good. And then just the one on the public hearing. I just heard that.
This one? Yeah, that's-
11 o'clock.
There you go.
Okay, moving on to committee reports. Wainwright seed cleaning.
No meeting, nothing to report.
No meeting? Okay. Edgerton seed cleaning.
No meeting.
No meeting. FCS?
Yeah, it was a very good meeting, quiet. Oh, sorry, Robin wasn't there. No, it was good. And I went to the regional FCSS in Manville on the 20th of May, and it was good to hear what all the other FCSs are doing, and yeah, that's about it.
Battle River Foundation.
Oh, we got the cement fixed by the one door, in place to go. We partnered with the Battle River Foundation to put flowers out with the residents club. Everything's going pretty good, I believe.
Good. East Central 911.
We have a meeting with later this month.
Okay.
You did do that.
Did I miss landfill? Oh, I did miss landfill.
With the new truck.
Wainwright landfill.
Another quiet meeting. Well, they had one load of mattresses go out, and during the spring, they seemed to find a few dead baby calves in the dumpsters, which is a no-no for farmers. Anyway, and then they had an inspection, and there was no rats, and we had an appraisal done on that property on the north side of the highway there, between the tracks and the landfill.
Yeah.
And there was quite a bit of discussion about that. And then we have a seasonal employee now hired, so.
Good.
So are you guys paying for Robin's mileage?
Yeah.
She didn't even go online to do it, so no.
Do you feel like you're getting picked on?
I think so.
Oh.
This is bullying in the workplace.
That's what it is, yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the Health Foundation.
The hospital had its graduation done this last month, and everything come back pretty good. One thing that did come up from the creditors was that they needed a new hospital, so they asked them to make sure that was put into the federal report. And
Did you get a copy of that report by chance?
I
Brendan?
have not.
Okay, no, that's fine.
At the gala there, they had, that scooter got donated back to the Health Foundation. So Anita Coates was the recipient that got that scooter.
Nice.
The Sims is supposed to be in place by the end of July. The Smile Cookie raised $10,000 on that little fundraiser.
Awesome.
Long term come to us for $17,000 for an air cushion bed and $1,500 for some operating room equipment. We had a barbecue for the hospital staff on May 29th. We cooked just over 90 burgers. And then on June 7th, we had a gala appreciation for all the volunteers that helped with gala at Riverdale.
Nice. Northern Lights.
Northern Lights Library, in the recent flood at Elk Point, lost, well, not lost, 60 to 70% of the building was flooded. Everything's on wheels, so no books were lost. They lost one small box of
That's-
donated items. So they're working with insurance and things like that to try, look after the issue. But it didn't really, they just asked that services slow down a little bit while they caught up, and then the books are back on the road again.
Good.
Yeah.
Wainwright Economic Development.
We had a meeting, March 30th, and on April 30th. And, there's a few things from Braid came up. We're meeting in Hardesty next Monday. Vacancies downtown are still relatively high. The smartphone camera session, survey went really well. There's 2 new businesses, Jelly Bean Ice Cream and it's time promotion. Opens June 10th, so it's both open now. What else is there? Oh, Mashup, they had a celebration night. That was money we donated to them. They had a very good turnout and fairly good success ratio, I think. Yeah, we're still talking vacancies. Have a tough year, a lot of closures. So. Yeah, and that's about it.
Okay, thank you for that. Any other questions or comments on the committee reports? If not, I'll need a motion to accept them as presented.
I'll do that.
Thanks, Robin. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, is our delegation early by chance? Or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's just take a minute and see if they're ready. If they are, we will get started a bit early. Okay.
Mic check.
Go ahead, Stephen.
Perfect.
He might have you turned down a bit.
Not real loud.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Check,
uh,
check, check.
we're good, Stephen?
Yep.
Okay, thanks for coming in, Trent.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we'll go around and do quick introductions of council here, and I don't know if you know Preston from Public Works, but you'll
Gotten
get
to know
him.
Preston pretty well, yeah.
Yeah,
Richard Waddell, counselor.
Morning, Richard. Hi, Garnet. Hey, Bruce.
Mike Wildeboer, Reeve.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Morning, Trent. We've met many times.
Hey, Kelly.
Neil Lunan, assistant in school administrator.
Hey, Neil.
Oscar Buck,
Morning, Oscar.
Sean Rue, Division 7.
Morning, Sean.
And Robin Layton.
Morning, Robin.
Good morning.
All right. Well, I want to first of all start with I appreciate everyone having me here today. My name is Trent. Obviously, I'm with Enterprise Fleet Management. I'm excited to be here. First and foremost, Kelly, I want to thank you and your team for all the time and energy that went into helping me put together this analysis and ultimately try to come up with the best plan moving forward for the fleet at the MD of Wainwright. Very quick agenda. Let's go to the next slide for me. You're good. My goal today is to share a little bit about who we are as a company, what we do. So I'll do a brief overview of Enterprise Fleet Management as a whole. We'll take a quick look at where your fleet stands today. We've also put together some analytics and we'll try to determine what that best plan would be moving forward. And then finally show if we were to implement this plan, what the financial impact would be by working with Enterprise Fleet Management. Next, please. So before I talk about Enterprise Fleet Management, it all starts with Enterprise Mobility. Fun fact, we're still a family-owned company. We're one of the largest privately held companies in North America, and we're the largest transportation provider in the world. If there's any hockey fans here in the room, you've probably seen some Enterprise Mobility commercials scattered throughout the playoffs. But if I talk about Enterprise Fleet Management specifically, we fall under the Enterprise Mobility umbrella. We're a sister company to Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We have over 14,500 clients with EFM across North America, and we surpassed a major milestone in the last year with over 1 million managed vehicles. In the government space specifically, we have over 2,900 clients across North America. 35 of those are here locally in Alberta. We have 60 local offices. Every client has a dedicated strategy manager, and that's a real separator for us as our value proposition. Why that's important, we want to make sure we have employees in the same markets that our clients are, so that if you were to pick up the phone, we could be there same day to resolve any issue. And I can proudly say there's no other fleet management company that offers that type of service. Next slide, please. Talking a little bit about due diligence, and this process has been made actually quite easy through both the RMA and Canoe, who've already kind of filled the due diligence process already. So Enterprise Fleet Management as a whole has been part of the Sourcewell agreement for 10 years, so over a decade, and that expands locally to both the RMA and Canoe since 2020. So most recently, we were vetted and awarded the #1 fleet management company on their platform. So why that's important to you specifically, both the RMA and Canoe have already put out an RFP to all fleet management companies. They vetted who has the best value, the best pricing, the best contractual agreements. So they've tried to make it really easy so that if you did want to move forward and partner with Enterprise, basically all you would need to say is, hey, yes, we want to work together, and there'd be no further due diligence that would need to happen. Talking a little bit about some of the current clients that we work with, I mentioned there's over 35 here locally in Alberta, the RMA actually being one of them. What's interesting is at some point, all of these partners were in a similar position to all of you today. So they were implementing a buy and hold strategy, and they were considering moving to fleet management. If you were to call any one of these clients today, each one would be able to tell you specifically what their plan is with Enterprise. And what's important there is each one is different. It's not just a cookie cutter approach. If I use a couple examples, St. Paul County, for example, we realized over 120,000 in equity just by selling vehicles at the right time in the last year, and that's made a big impact on their operational budget. And then the last one, City of Lethbridge, that's our biggest government client, they have over 200 vehicles. We've really helped them impact their overall age of the fleet. So we've reduced it by about 2 years over the past few years, and that's really helped them minimize their maintenance expense by about 20%. So why this is important, this program can be tailored specifically to what's important to your municipality and what's going to make the most financial impact. So before I talk about your fleet specifically, I want to talk a little bit about how Enterprise looks at managing a fleet of vehicles. It's really best practices for fleet management or fleet management 101. And the main one is that every vehicle is going to have a specific effective life cycle. So that's always going to be a moving target. That's going to be different for every vehicle. And that's very dynamic and changes vehicle to vehicle. So an SUV, a half-ton pickup, a 3/4 ton, those are all going to be different. So as a fleet management company, what our job is really to determine when is that optimal time to replace. And by doing that, we try to utilize as much equity moving forward for our clients. So there's really 3 things that go into this. First one is depreciation. So that's the value of the vehicle as you hold on to it. The next 2 are fuel and maintenance. So those are really the operational costs. And as I mentioned, and you'll see on this graph, each vehicle has that optimal time to replace, and it's our goal to figure that out consistently moving forward so we can maximize your budget year in, year out. So let's take a quick look at where the fleet stands today. I've spent some time over the past few months with your administration. We were able to collect a bunch of data on the fleet. I analyzed it, and this is kind of where the fleet stands today. So there's 34 vehicles in the fleet currently at the MD. 44% of those are older than 10 years. So a majority of the fleet is outside of warranty based on age and mileage. That significantly reduces the amount of money you get when you go to sell these vehicles, and it also leads to higher maintenance expenses and lower fuel efficiency. So you're going to see this come into play when we start to look at some of the financial impact, because we're going to make a big shift by utilizing that optimal time to replace and what type of savings we can bring forth by utilizing this strategy. Before I get there, there's one other thing I want to talk about, and this is something that's often overlooked. And with an older fleet, not only does it have higher maintenance and higher fuel, but safety implications, are another thing that are often overlooked. So 3 vehicles in the fleet today that are older than 2012. So that's 9% of the fleet. None of those vehicles have lane departure warning. There's 14 vehicles that are older than 2016. 41% of the fleet, none of these vehicles have rear automatic braking. And then there's 15 vehicles that are older than 2018. 44% of the fleet, none of these vehicles have forward collision warning or blind spot detection. So as we start to move forward to what this plan could look like, safety is a very important piece because you're having newer, safer, more reliable vehicles. The next thing I want to address really is the elephant in the room, and that's the word lease. It's a very common conversation that I have not only in the commercial but in the government space specifically, and I want to be very clear. These aren't your traditional dealer leases. So there's no wear and tear penalty. There's no mileage restrictions. These are all open-ended equity leases, and all of that equity is maintained by the municipality throughout the term of the lease. This is great news. So why it's important, instead of financing that vehicle down to 0 and paying cash like you are currently, we're just financing the useful life of the vehicle, and you're still maintaining all of that equity. Why that's important, it allows you to do more with less, and you're, again, still maintaining all that equity. So when we get to the financial portion in a couple slides here, you'll see how critical that is to kind of implementing this plan moving forward. So I was asked if I knew Preston. Obviously got to know Preston quite well throughout the process, and heading into this meeting, we sat down and took a look at the fleet at the MD today, and we wanted to figure out what the ideal amount of vehicles would be to kind of fit into this program. So I had mentioned you have 34 in your fleet. We landed on 19 specifically that would fit well into this program. Why the entire fleet wasn't analyzed, there's some vehicles that are bigger than a 1-ton pickup that have some pretty complex equipment and aftermarket. So those, although those could be part of the program, because of the expense that goes into some of the upfit, we did leave them off and just analyze kind of the bread and butter candidates that would fit this program. So the first and main objective really was, what can we do to utilize that optimal time to replace and shorten the cycle? So moving from 7 years down to 5 years. So what that means, we'd be replacing the entire fleet within 5 years. The next thing we would do is we'd take 10 of your oldest vehicles, try to capture as much equity as we can on those. We're estimating about $76,000 by replacing those vehicles. And also by implementing newer, safer, more reliable vehicles, we see a reduction in both fuel and maintenance. Again, just because those vehicles are more reliable. And then the big one is, what can we do to maximize cash flow year in, year out by operating that equity lease that I just talked about? So let's take a quick look at some of the numbers. First thing we did was establish an annual budget for the MD. So this is what you're doing today. So I mentioned there's 19 vehicles. Right now you're acquiring about 3 vehicles per year. That equates to about $150,000 in cash purchases. When you sell those 3 vehicles, you're not getting a ton of money when you get them back, about $5,000 per vehicle. So there's about $14,000 coming back to the MD when you replace those. We took a look at fuel and maintenance. Obviously spent some time with Tyson, vetted out some of this. So maintenance, you're spending about $45,000, fuel about $70,000. That's giving us an annual budget of about $256,000 for those 19 vehicles. That's the benchmark we use when we look at what savings can we come up with if we implement this proactive cycle. So let's take a look at year 1. In year 1, if this was Enterprise's fleet, the recommendation we would make would be replacing 10 of your oldest vehicles. By doing that, you'd have lease payments of just over 110,000, so 111,000 in lease payments. That's actually $40,000 less than what you're doing currently for over 3 times the vehicles. And that's kind of the power of doing more with less when it comes to that equity lease. So we'd be replacing those 10 vehicles for conservatively about $76,000. And that would kind of help that budget operate a little bit more efficiently. Fuel, you'd see a slight reduction to $62,000. Maintenance, you'd see a slight reduction as well, down to $37,000. It's giving us an annual targeted budget in year 1 of $135,000, or approximate savings of $120,000 versus that first year. So I talked about equity and the power of being able to sell these vehicles at the right time. So I want to take a quick look at year 5. This is very important to look at because this is the power of utilizing selling vehicles at the right time. I mentioned in year 1 that we're replacing 10 vehicles for just over $76,000. All of those vehicles would be on 5-year leases. When we move forward to year 5 and go to replace those 10 vehicles again, we're now estimating that we'd be able to capture just over $176,000. So instead of vehicles being worth $7,600 when you sell them, these vehicles are now worth $17,600 when you go to sell them, and that equity would be coming back to the MD. So if we take a look at what this looks like over a 10-year period, we're estimating savings of $667,000 or sustainable savings of $60,000 per year into perpetuity once this program's fully implemented. What the annual sustainable impact is, again, once this program's fully implemented, so by year 5, it's the estimated cash flow savings between year 5 and year 10 into perpetuity. So by utilizing this proactive cycle, that's what you could expect after year 5 once the full fleet is on lease. Some key highlights to just cover, obviously a ton of numbers there, so just some key highlights on the cash flow model. You're going to see a reduction in maintenance by 34%. You'll see fuel spend reduced by about 25%. Again, the main goal was what can we do to reduce the average age and kind of that proactive cycle right now. So we'd replace the entire fleet within 5 years. You'd also get that annual analysis and consultation by a local dedicated client strategy manager. I mentioned customer service. That's our most important value added enterprise. This plan would be proactive, consistent, sustainable, and it would be tailored specifically to what's important to the municipal district. You'd obviously operate a newer and safer fleet. So if we summarize, 10-year savings estimated at $667,000, and into perpetuity after year 5, $60,000 in savings annually. That's it for me. I'll open it up to some questions. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for that, Trent.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So a lot of information in a short
course.
period.
Sure.
I'll open the floor to questions. I have a few, but
Yeah, definitely.
okay. So I guess I'll ask insurance. With we're 10 years older.
Yep.
Our insurance on those vehicles is, I don't want to say minimal because
Yep.
insurance isn't minimal on anything, but
Yes.
going to new ones, how would that affect our insurance going
Yeah,
forward?
so your policy would actually stay the same. So we're just listed as a leasee on your certificate of insurance. So your policy would probably stay the same. It was just we're listed on the insurance policy. So I'd have to look specifically at. Obviously, I don't work in insurance. I'd have to take a little
Yeah.
bit of a look at what your policy would look like. Some cases, from a safety standpoint, you may be able to even get some savings depending on if you're operating newer vehicles. But your insurance wouldn't change currently. Definitely would be. I think it's probably a fraction based on hopefully what you're able to get back by utilizing that equity and selling them at the right time. But that's certainly a good question.
Yeah, I guess that's something our admin can look at.
Yeah, they certainly could. Yeah, insurance wouldn't change.
Okay, the other thing you mentioned, the sale. So who
Sure.
sells the vehicles? Are we guaranteed a price? I think
Yeah.
you said 167,000 after year 5 or
Yeah.
something that we would have going
Definitely.
forward in sales.
So we would be kind of helping coordinate the resale process with Preston. So we would handle all of the resale. So basically what we would do is at Enterprise, when we think of the rental division, nobody buys and sells more vehicles in North America from us. So you're able to tap into that. So we have a dedicated team, not only in Alberta, but across North America that sells all of our rentals. So those same people would sell all of our fleet management clients' vehicles as well. So basically I'd mentioned that, there's some consultative meetings that happen. Once we determine what vehicles we'd want to replace, we get some photos, we'd start kind of doing some behind the scenes work to see what type of value we could get from that vehicle. And then we would sell it for you. Usually what would happen is once we figured out we want to sell a vehicle, we'd order a new one. When it's here, we'd pick up the old one and sell it for you. And then you'd get that money back.
So with all the vehicles being new, they would all have roadside.
Yeah. Roadside's included in the program. Yeah.
Connor,
Being fleet vehicle, white.
No, you can pick. So that's the benefit of factory ordering. We would have went through a little bit of this kind of early on, Kelly, but the benefit to us is we're able to tap into manufacturers specifically. So we still need to order through a dealer, but we're able to get invoice pricing. So we would literally build the vehicle the way you want it. So I had chat a little bit about this with Preston. Instead of maybe, hey, this dealer has this truck, it has a couple features we don't necessarily need. They're nice to have, not need to have. We'd build this vehicle specifically for you. So color would factor into that. You could pick the color, interior, all of that stuff.
So what do you say to the ratepayer that might have a few concerns with not purchasing local?
Yeah, that's certainly something we can do if that's
As you
important.
can purchase.
Absolutely, we have to order through a dealer.
Mm.
That question came up when we were kind of going through the early presentation process. Robin, it basically it kind of comes down to dollars and cents. So a dealer is always going to have a little bit of markup on a vehicle. That's kind of where they make money when we order them. So it's just determining what threshold is more important. So if you maybe want to spend a little bit more to order locally and that's not a huge thing for you, then we can absolutely work with local dealers. Just kind of comes down to, we obviously buy and sell a ton through our kind of preferred dealers. We
And
just
then
get a
do
little bit
you prefer where we run maintenance through? Like if the shop's doing our own
Yeah.
oil changes, or can we?
Yeah.
You don't.
So that actually
manage
would
any of
stay
that?
the same right now.
Okay.
So we looked a little bit at, we do have some maintenance programs, I think with just having your own internal shop. It kind of made sense just to continue to kind of maintain vehicles the same way and just having some newer, safer vehicles that just requiring a little bit less maintenance. That's where you kind of see some of that reduction. So maintenance would pretty much stay the same. currently.
Maintenance and then warranty. That
Warranty, yeah, everything would ideally be under warranty, right? So
Oh.
we'd still utilize the kind of the local network.
The man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, great question.
So your warranty, is that fleet warranty or is that?
Dealership warranty.
Yeah, it's manufacturer warranty. Yeah, so it's the same same manufacturer through Ford, Chev, Stellantis, whatever manufacturer, and you get that same warranty. It's usually it's kind of 5-year, 160. It differs a little bit between manufacturers, but that's kind of why we're not usually holding vehicles longer than that point because the warranty expires.
And you said normal wear and tear.
Yep. So that's that just factors into the amount of money we'd be able to get back when we sell it. So, you know, if there's, you know, small stone chips, dents, things like that, usually things we can sell through. It doesn't affect any penalties. It's not like a rental or a dealer lease that way. It just affects what we were able to get. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, might have to open
Bless
the
you.
window, Kelly.
Yeah, I know, I want that.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions? No?
Wow. Great.
You did a great job, Trent.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If there are any after the fact, these guys know how to get a hold of me. So happy to help out. Anyways, I really appreciate all your time and attention. You guys have a great day.
You as well. Thank you
for
very much.
coming. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. I think we gotta find out about insurance and take a look at it, so. And then there's a few. What the cost increase would be on our policy. There might be some safety,
They're all 5-year.
you would think it would be, so I'd like to confirm. Whoa.
No,
No, we're still live.
Preston. What are your thoughts? What are
Yeah,
your,
what-
what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
get on the hot seat there.
I'd like to know what
Preston.
you think about
What are
all
your
this.
thoughts, boss?
Get a ski rack on?
Ski rack.
No.
I guess from my point of view is the only thing that I see that potentially we're missing is equity as we go forward. So if we run this program for 8 years, 10 years, even 5 years, if we decide to swap back over, we have zero equity. That's kind of my thought on that side of it. I do like, what's that? Yeah, but we technically don't own them, right?
Well, it's only if we go with the lease
Well,
option, or is this
they're-
purchasing?
Technically leased.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
Do you-
So
you
a
don't
couple
agree?
other things. Yeah, on the platform, it shows that a lot of our vehicles are older, but that's the way council had directed my predecessor, and I've kept the same kind of platform. So we would buy the new and then turn those into the fleet and have them work their way down to the bottom and then bring them out at the end, right? I mean, we could change that platform if we wanted, and after a vehicle's 5 years, we kick it out the door.
Do
So we
you,
could
do,
do this ourselves.
In a way, we could. Yes.
do you agree with the savings that's pointed out in here over time, or?
It looks legit. Tyson is a little bit more in tune to that. Yeah.
It all depends on what they're getting on that.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the hardest things
Yeah.
to do.
I struggle with the fuel savings. I struggle with. I don't really see that.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
The maintenance, yeah. But if you're kicking
All
older-
vehicles idle the same, so.
But if you're kicking older vehicles down, I imagine you're not driving them a lot. So maintenance is less.
Well, not necessarily not driving them a lot. It's just the way we've always done it, right?
Yeah.
So the public works students are driving, vehicles that are at the newest would be 5 years old, right? So that's how we kind of work them through. Right? Construction, same kind of idea, except for the 1 tons. The 1 tons we replace as we see fit. But the half tons and the 3/4 tons, that's the way we've always done it. Worked them through the fleet, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I do like. It's an interesting fact you brought it up, Robin, about using our local dealers. I mean, I've been sourcing vehicles for the last 8 years, and I'm yet to actually get one that I spec out. There's not a lot of respect for the RFP process in Wainwright for the dealers. That's the truth.
You just get somewhat what they have available.
Yeah,
or-
they just kind of work there and whatever they want, and I don't seem to get the vehicle that I spec out.
So to be clear, you're not getting what you're paying
So-
for, or?
So no,
No.
no, we
No.
pay for what they're throwing on there, but it's just they're not apples to apples. So I don't get 3 vehicles from 3 different dealers that are all on the same line.
Gotcha.
One is always below the line, right? So to answer that question with the local dealers, Enterprise will ensure that if we spec out a certain vehicle that we want across the board for our vehicles, we'll get that. That's kind of nice. So.
Okay, any other questions?
Does this make sense financially? Yay or nay, or what?
It would also be less work in that public works side of things.
I was gonna ask you that. Is
Yeah.
there?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
You're not looking for,
It's basically a short communication between myself or a designate with the enterprise and done deal. He'll say ABC needs to be rotated this year. You make the plan, you make the dates, things show up, swap them out, off you go. So.
It is, yeah.
Best prime time to sell.
Well, that's something we can stipulate. So we talked about it, myself and Kelly and Trent, and we were looking at a 5-year cycle. You could probably, and Tyson can chime in on this a little bit, but we could probably on the on the 3/4 tons with your fuel tanks, potentially the light bars, stuff like that. Yeah, we can pull that stuff apart and change it out. It does take time in the shop, but like on a half ton, ultimately it's pull the GPS unit out and she's ready to go. So there's hardly a lot involved with kicking it out the door. So you could turn over your half tons quicker and probably look at a better resale value, right? Depending on kilometers. So they would probably look at it more on a kilometer basis and then kick them out the door, which could benefit us. Potentially can, yeah. And that could work out better, yeah. So I honestly didn't look at odometer before I walked in.
Your truck right now.
Well, I
Well,
got
the-
my
the
truck
average-
in November.
According to this data, which I think our administration would have gave them, the average half-ton pickup puts on 24,000 kilometers a year.
Yeah.
That's throughout the whole fleet though. So Preston himself and maybe
So
Ray.
I got the, I started driving that truck at the beginning of December, after we came back from RMA. That's when I started driving it, and it has, I think it has 11,000 on it right now, so.
So you
6
wouldn't even
months.
be at 150,000 after 5 years.
So, but you look, some of the other trucks, that travel a bit more, construction, stuff like that, out to site all the time, they can get a little bit more on the kilometers.
Well, one time it's good, like, Chris, long mowing, all of that.
Yeah, those public works
So
vehicles.
I guess, is there an option to do that where we pick certain parts? Or is it one, we're all in, or can we trial it with the
Yeah,
department
we-
heads, half tons?
Yeah, we could try it. And that's basically what we did, is we took the 1 tons out of play.
There was a
Right.
number that they wanted to make this program work, the optimal number.
Yeah.
I think it was 20,
Okay.
but we're just under that, so they kind of.
But really with the half tons and the 3/4 tons, I mean, flipping those is not a big deal on the public works side. So popping the fuel tanks out in the light bars takes a little bit more, but it's not terrible.
So they had a crash, so that would happen.
Yep.
Is what we're doing, bro.
Well, not necessarily broke, but this is a alternative that is presented as being made potentially profitable and more efficient. Would you say that, Tyson? Is that kind of the way it looks? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, like
Plus
Oscar
plus
said,
the
this is
qualitative
different.
factors.
What's that, Tyson?
Well, there's other non-financial factors as well.
Yeah. So.
Like what? Be specific.
Do you wanna
Safety,
expand on
most
that?
importantly. I would say the safety measures.
Okay.
Regarding the insurance, Neil just did a quick check on our schedule for trucks, and there's very minimal difference between the newer trucks and the older trucks, like $20 or $30.
That's
So
surprising.
it's not significant.
By all intents and purposes, it presents well and it looks good.
Do they give you a yearly report at all so they could update you on how well it's going or anything like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine you probably get, well, yeah, you're yearly, if not monthly, or bi-month, or bi-yearly. So,
If we
yeah,
ask-
or whenever you ask. I
If we
mean,
ask them to bring
yeah, I
back
think
like
it'd
a.
be pretty straightforward on that end. I think it'd be pretty open on that side of
So
it.
it's better than last time. Last time it wasn't even a question.
No, in some cases after a year or 18 months.
Okay, what do you guys want to do?
We're trying to get everything planning so we know what we're doing every year and what our cost is. How it fits into that.
It gives you cost certainty to a certain extent, yeah.
That's a good point.
Saves you on capital for sure.
Save on capital. I think Richard was gonna ask a question whether counselors will fit into this. I think that's where he is going with that.
That one, right?
Preston, is the van factored in? This
Yeah,
number?
the
We have 2 vans factored in.
In the chart,
We
it
have
had
two
t-
vans?
It had 2 vans in the chart and they were like 9,000 kilometers a year. I'm shocked we put that many on.
Yeah, we have 2 vans in the chart. So the counselor van that we toured yesterday and has 24,000 kilometers on it, I believe. I looked at it yesterday.
Oh, older.
It's a 2018, I
Older than
believe.
that, yeah.
I think it's a
I-
2015.
Oh, yeah, it is actually. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
2015. Yeah. So
Rides like a 67.
I don't know. Yesterday I was evaluating the ride and I thought it was pretty good. You, Oscar? Yeah, it was
Kelly,
good.
what was your thoughts on the ride yesterday?
We Oscar and I even test drove a couple bumps there and it didn't feel too bad, did it? No. No. I didn't hear any complaints, did you? No? No, it was good. Anyway, sorry. Little sidebar there.
Okay, I guess the option are, do we want more
How-
time to look at this or
How
are we
long is
prepared?
this available for? Like, is this something we plan to do now, or do we plan it for next year's budget? Like, would that be something we could look at, or?
How does it work for you, Tyson?
Well, we have 3 vehicles in the capital budget right now, so that haven't been ordered yet.
It would be ideal to start it now, because we haven't purchased anything yet to start.
Okay. So we would see immediate savings?
Potentially.
No, we would now, because we wouldn't be writing a check for that.
Yeah, we'd be
capital.
liquidating our current assets, yeah.
You're still paying, you're paying monthly, but you're not putting $75,000 out per vehicle.
Yeah.
Immediately.
What do you
So-
want to do, Robin?
You're basically, you're washing your money out longer.
I did hold off on vehicle based on this conversation, so
Can you wait one more month or?
I can wait as
Robin
long
wants
as
new-
council
new
directs
set of
me.
wheels.
No, if this shows a true savings, I think it's a smart investment, as long as everything's.
Oscar, what do you think?
What's that?
Would
Richie?
maintenance stay local, or does maintenance go to the dealership? What do we do right
Dealership.
now? We do our
So
own
you
oil
talking like
changes?
oil changes?
Yeah,
We
oil
do all that
changes.
in-house. Everything
Okay.
will be done in-house except for warranty items.
Warranty work.
So nothing changes
So-
in that regard for us
No,
going this way,
No,
so.
tire
I-
rotation we do in-house.
Okay,
If we get a flat tire, we handle that in-house. If it's a warranty item such as alternator, we take that to the dealer. So
so for clarity, this is lease only, not purchase. Or we
Correct.
own the purchase, sorry.
It's an equity lease, yeah.
Equity
So
lease.
when they go to sell the vehicle, we capture that equity
Okay,
on it.
cause in
Yeah.
red, it had reference to tires aren't included in the warranty unless you specify, like
Right,
there's
that
some.
would just be a maintenance only item, just like we
'Kay.
currently have.
Yeah, if it's true to numbers, I think it seems smart.
So would we commit to 20 or 19 vehicles right at the get-go?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they're asking, and it sounds like that's the minimum they will be willing to do.
well, it's not spin 19 in the first year.
No, no.
It's 19 for
Slowly
the program.
start implementing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's some new ones in there too.
Yeah.
There's a 25, 24.
Garnet, what's your thoughts? Okay, Sean Rue.
I wanna wait and see what Oscar has to say.
Okay. Bruce.
I'm just wondering, like, here we donated $5,000 vehicle to somebody else. Are we still able to do that?
I think we'd have to buy it from them and then, by the sounds of it. Cause they're still gonna sell it.
The vehicles we'll be getting rid of will not be worth $5,000. They're gonna be worth,
I realize that, but I mean, Bill had a lot of time to take.
they'd have to purchase them for.
I don't think we've ever given a half ton or a 1 ton to the village.
No, we sold to them.
I don't, they've looked for the larger vehicles
But we
such as
still
the
would
truck.
technically own that vehicle,
Yeah,
so we should be able to do what we want with it.
Yeah.
you've gotta purchase it out.
Yeah, but we're not leasing it
I got no issues with it.
Yeah, those ones. Okay,
after this. But I mean,
Okay.
right now, that truck for, yeah, we should be able to do what we want with that one.
Oscar, it's your time to speak, sir.
You know, this program actually, you know, putting forward some good, I didn't know we were in that fellowship. If we're gonna cut our shop by a third, does that mean we cut that staff too? Probably not.
What do you mean you're cutting your shop back by?
Well, I was saying, like, Brad was saying, cut our costs and short time. So, I don't know. You know, even on the fuel end, where he got his difference.
So you're talking the maintenance on the vehicles by a third. That's not a third of our shop time. That's a small fraction of our shop time would be these vehicles. We don't spend a third of our time working on vehicles. No. He's saying the time we're spending on these vehicles would be cut back by a third.
Things that you do, tail light, brake, still gonna do them on 5 years. We have to pay for that. They're not-
True. We just,
I
yeah.
don't know, but it's a pretty good situation. I personally, it's a big deal, but
Okay.
Okay, I feel that my only concern is I like the idea of having a newer fleet for the same cost per year as what we're doing right now with our capital and our buy and sell program that we have, or buy and hold program. So I like that. My only concern is down the road, pricing changes here and we have to start looking at something else, and then we're reinvesting a whole bunch of capital to get out of this. But that's if pricing changes. That's a lot of what ifs as well.
Well, pricing is gonna change. Like, it's always going
Well,
up.
and that's the other thing. Are we locked into these prices that he's quoting us here?
Pricing will change, but it's gonna probably benefit you out the back door too. I mean, it's probably relative.
So when could we walk away?
You can walk away anytime,
Anytime?
anytime.
Contract?
You're not, it's not a contract from what I understand, right? And it's just that you'll have to buy out the leases, whatever you owe them.
Which isn't a bad thing. Right? We know by the average kilometers per unit, there's gonna be equity in there.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, or you could just run it to the end of the 5 year and then stop.
Let them go, yeah.
Well, or keep them or whatever.
The thing is, you find them rotating, year 2, year 3.
Yeah, like you could end up with a large capital expenditure at some point if you're gonna cancel the program. 'Cause you
Well,
have to pay everything out.
I always take Preston's vehicle because I know the road trip that he goes on with us, he puts a lot of miles on. Division 1, he's in quite a bit. That's probably our longest trip, and he's only at 11,000 in 6 months, 7 months, like.
So you got a camping spot there?
we could bring this out.
So, but in all sincerity, that's my only concern. And if it gets to that point where we look at it and the dollars and cents don't make sense, then we do something else. But
And there's some of these bigger, like,
no, that's
that
not.
doesn't make sense.
No.
Maintenance should go down just because you won't be running older vehicles.
Well, it's first 5 years, how much you spend on it?
No, yeah, your initial maintenance will drop.
Okay,
And they're only gonna give you 7.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence too. It's like, then you don't own it.
You still have debt?
but we do have equity in it after the 5 years, and I think we will run them all 5 years. I think when we get to the point, like you said, that magic number, I think we'll be looking at that 5 years.
I don't feel like you're putting enough miles on to warrant them getting them out sooner than that.
Some vehicles we put 50,000 kilometers on a year.
50?
There you go.
Some half tons.
Because the average is 23, right? So there's going to be some that are higher
I
and
see.
lower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, some like, around like
43,000.
I think at this point, I'm okay with trying this, but
where do you go?
I'm good either way. Be interesting to try. I think
What's our
I
admin
think
think?
the light bulb will come on in the next 2 years. What do you think, Tyson?
It's, saving money
Yeah.
over 5 years, 10 years, 667.
I honestly think the light bulb will come on in 2 years, and you won't be that far into it to decide that this is working for us or it's not.
yeah, I agree.
I don't know
like
100%,
this
but
idea?
I kind of think.
If the bean counter
Okay.
likes it, I like it.
He said it's worth a shot. I don't know if everybody heard that, but
I think the savings would be great, and it'll be interesting to see how much time it frees up for you if it's something you don't have to keep.
It's not a ton of time, but it does free up some time for sure.
okay, I need a motion to go some way, some direction.
I'll make a motion, we go.
You want to start? Okay. Any questions or comments on that?
Why is he looking at us, Oscar?
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay. Well, thank Trent for coming in. That was very interesting.
They're gonna get you what you want, and you wanna worry, you gear specs.
Well, it's coming, but we
Yes.
also,
Cybertrucks.
That would be one of the
They're gonna quit making.
I do
those
like
this
where
way.
you were going though, Richard.
Next
That's a
week,
pretty
yeah,
good
maybe.
thought, because for the amount we
Toyota
get in
Tundras.
mileage.
I don't know about that.
No, no scrapers unfortunately. Okay, back to the agenda. I need one more motion.
Yep.
Sean adjourns.